So immediately, give me your thoughts following the set.
Tough set. It was a tough set. I don't have a ton of experience performing stand-up comedy in the middle of a rock concert.
Right.
It was challenging. It was an unusual experience, and I would say that I if it were a test and I gave myself a grade, D minus.
D minus.
D minus. Not. I didn't flunk it. I didn't flunk it because if I'd flunked it, I would have offended people. I think I maybe didn't offend anybody.
So you're kind of straddling that line. You could have just gone all in and really made some folks, get up and take off.
No, you know what? Flunking, I think some people did take off. I think flunking it is if I would have given up.
Right. Well, you stuck it out.
I stayed with it. In its own very weird, farcical way, I stayed with it.
Exactly. So tell me about
But it did not go well. Let's just be very honest. It did not go well.
Right.
But that's not new for me. I mean, I'm used to it, and that's the thing. Is like and I mean this. It's okay.
Yeah.
It really is okay, and in a sense, I do think watching somebody fail, kind of fun.
Oh, it's infinitely more interesting than a mediocre performance.
It is. It's sort of like watching, a car accident or something. You remember it. It makes your day a little bit more interesting.
But you always like to push the boundaries. You look at Wet Hot American Summer, even back to the state. You do like to push buttons.
I like to. Push the boundary of how unfunny can something be and still be funny.
Okay.
Or can it even be funny at all?
Right.
That's the boundary I push, which is it funny when it's not funny?
Is there a litmus test? Do you balance? I'm thinking of I guess the Wet Hot American Summer shoot. Were there certain bits where you said, guys, is this working? Did you sort of test it out, or is it just go for it?
It's go for it. Go for it, and if it doesn't work, then you cut it in the editing room. You just get rid of it.
Mm-hmm. Is it always kind of the same process? I'm thinking of Michael and Michael Have Issues. It's always been that same working relationship where how much is pre-thought? Everything's okay. Wasn't sure how much ad-libbing plays in.
A little bit, but it's mostly all scripted. I mean, Wet Hot American Summer was all scripted.
Okay.
Very little improv.
Really?
Yeah, very little improvisation. And Michael Have Issues, pretty much the same thing. Stella was 100% scripted.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to especially, I mean, you take advantage of the medium of film and television. If you want to do improv, go see improv.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like, the British Office is all scripted.
Right. I guess I forgot that, yeah.
The trick is to make scripted seem unscripted.
Exactly. Tell me about directing. The Baxter. How was that experience for you? Are you gonna?
Well, I love directing.
Yep.
I directed half of the Michael Have Issues episodes, and I'm directing something right now. I'm doing the Michael Showalter now on IFC, which is a TV version of a web series that I did a couple years ago. And I love it. For me, I just enjoy being a part of the process from the beginning all the way to the end, and that includes directing it. Because I'm a control freak.
Right.
I have control issues.
You got issues.
I have issues.
Right. Michael
has issues. Michael and himself has issues.
So you've been in the game for a long time, obviously. The '90s into where we are now. Do you think comedy's changed for the better? At least, I guess with the internet, does that change things? Where you can some guy can be sort of a flash in the pan overnight type thing, or do you think comedy's too crude now? Would you like to see it?
No, if anything, I think it's not crude enough. I miss. I feel like. I'm just laughing at Eugene Merman because he's a funny guy.
It's a good set.
I don't know. I don't really pay too much attention to. I'm not keeping score.
Okay.
I'm not keeping score. I support my comedy brethren.
Right on. So growing up, who were some of your idols?
Oh man. Woody Allen, David Letterman, Steve Martin. I was a big Tom Hanks fan when he was still doing comedy. Monty Python, John Belushi, Bill Murray, Martin Short, SCTV.
Yeah.
That's kind of Eddie Murphy, early Eddie Murphy stuff.
Sure.
That was kind of those were my influences. That's who I loved growing up.
Right.
Robin Williams, Mork from Mork, Nanu Nanu.
For sure.
Do you remember? You probably don't remember that.
A little bit. You know,
I don't
I'm an
think
80s child, but...
Well, you're like an 80s infant.
Yeah, infant.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're in a great comedy city, Chicago.
Yes, you are.
You
Yes,
know, there's a great
city.
For sure. Tell me about your roots coming up. You know, I guess I don't know. Did you do troops and things like that? Yeah,
no.
I didn't think so.
No, I wanted to be a cartoonist.
Really?
Yes, when I was growing up, I wanted to be a cartoonist. When I got to college, actually when I visited my sister in college, she took me to see an improv show. And that's when I said, I want to do improv when I get to college. When I got to college, they didn't have an improv group, but I auditioned for a sketch group, which was the State.
Right, okay.
And the rest is history. And I've been fairly anonymous ever since.
I wouldn't say that.
I've been flirting with anonymity ever since.
Right. So, would you like to be the big breakout guy? Would you like to have a sitcom to show up? Yeah,
I'll
like
tell you
a
what I
big
would like.
sitcom on NBC.
I'll be on. No, definitely not. I mean, I wouldn't say no.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I love making television more than film. And I would love to just get a TV show and keep it on the air.
Right.
That's all I want.
Comedy Central's been good to you.
They have been good to us, except
Right.
they don't pick up the show. They never pick up. They pick it up for one season and then they cancel it.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean,
But I would like to. I'm a lunch pail kind of guy. I'm a 9-to-5er. You know, I would just like to get a show, keep it on the air, and make a bunch of episodes and just be a normal guy.
okay. I guess my last question is, what's a typical day for Showalter like?
Well, it depends on whether I'm working or not. If I'm working,
In your okay, for work.
downtime.
Right.
When
What's
I'm
a
not
perfect
working.
24-hour?
Well, I like to work. But all right, I'll say, I get up pretty early in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. Go get a cup of coffee, have breakfast, hang out with my fiance. I'm engaged.
Oh, congrats.
Take a nap, play tennis for 2 hours, watch a game, have another cup of coffee, eat dinner, watch some TV,
Pretty standard day.
maybe have sex. I mean, let's be honest,
Right.
and then go to bed.
Okay, so easy. Not a party guy. Not a party guy.
Not a party guy. Not a party guy. No, tennis, cup of coffee, breakfast, 2 eggs, bacon, bacon, toast, something sweet, like maybe a piece of zucchini bread or something like that. A little bit of chocolate. I love chocolate. Maybe at night I'll have some frozen yogurt. Watch a reality show and pass out and do it all again the next day. Hang out with my cats. I got a bunch of cats.
There you go.
That's it. I mean, what else do you want me to tell you? I'm not. There's nothing exciting.
I don't know. I thought maybe there was some shocking
nothing
dark
shocking.
side of
I've
Mr.
been there.
Showalter.
Been there, done that. Been there, done that. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta. I've lived 10 lives, my friend. I've lived 10. You're looking at a survivor.
I can see it.
You
You
are-
haven't aged since the State, though, by the way.
Really?
I don't think so.
You
We were
didn't?
talking about this. I don't think so. None of the cast really has.
No, I know.
What is with you guys?
I know. Well,
Drink from the fountain of
we
youth
made
in
a
the
deal with the
90s?
devil.
That's
We
what
all
I
made
thought.
deals with the devil. No, I'll be honest with you. I've gone under the knife.
Yeah, okay.
I had a breast implant surgery, breast augmentation.
Well, they're beautiful.
Thank you, thank you.
So
I had a concave breast augmentation surgery. So it was I asked them to make my chest sunken in and concave.
Right. Well, you know, in this day and age, you gotta look your best. So last question. We were talking about
This
characters.
is their 3rd or fourth last question you've asked.
I'm sorry, I got one more.
Okay.
You had people shouting out favorite characters. Do you have a favorite character? I really wanted to hear Alan Shepard, by the way.
Yeah. Well, rent the movie. I mean, if you want to hear Alan Shepard,
I've
go
seen
rent
it
the
a
movie.
million
What am I, a
times.
fucking monkey?
Dance for
Put
me,
a
Mr. Showalter.
quarter in my head and yeah. You know what? I liked a character that I did on Michael and Michael Have Issues called Quiet Bob, the Weatherman. You gotta go Hulu it. You gotta go Hulu it.
Okay.
Quiet Bob, the Weatherman.
Right. Showalter, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Hey, Pop matters.
Pop does matter.